Welcome back to a special edition, all right, of the weekly Jacksonville Jaguars matchup show
Yeah,
with
man.
Mr. Move Them Chains and myself. Now look at my guy, man. He's out there with earrings in his ear. His skin is glowing. He has on a nice gold watch. And my guy is on location, all right, as the Jaguars get ready to take on the New Orleans Saints. Shaw, holla at me, baby.
Hey, man, what's going on? Y'all gonna hear a lot of Duvals behind me. They've been doing that for the last 10 minutes. So when you hear that randomly, you know where I am. What's going on, YouTube?
Absolutely. You too. Welcome back as always, man. And here at the Sports Desk, man, we just trying to come out here, man, and give y'all some dope content, man. So this is a change of pace from our usual live show that we do weekly. We gotta represent for the city. Jaguar Saints, Thursday night on Amazon Prime. Big game for both teams, and we're going to get ready to talk about it, break it down. We're going to have a special guest as well around the 7:20, 7:25 mark. We'll bring him on, and we're going to be talking about these Jags. So it's not often that you get your the Jaguars in prime time. All right. So hopefully this is our first primetime game of the season, and I believe we have two more and potentially a third. So we'll see exactly how it goes. So, Shaw, how's it in New Orleans, man?
Man, it's pretty good, man. It started off kind of rough for me, you know what I'm saying? But we here and we finna have some fun. I got my liquid encouragement right here.
Uh-oh.
So I'm doing all right.
That's what's up, man. So if you're watching, man, appreciate y'all, man. Hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. We appreciate all the support and appreciate all the love, man, here on the Sports Desk Live. We have live shows and pre-recorded content that we roll out each and every week. So we're just getting started, brand new sports brand, but rock with us, man. We're going to keep building and building and building. And before you know it, we're going to be your favorite sports brand that's out there. All right. So rock with us. All right, Shaw, let's go ahead and get into it, man. The Jacksonville Jaguars and the New Orleans Saints Thursday, tomorrow, 8:00 kick on Amazon Prime. Shad, before we get into it, man, how does it feel to have a winning football team in New Orleans on a primetime stage?
Man, listen, it is much better than the alternative. And the alternative been bad the last couple of seasons, but we finally got it together. Trevor's been having the last 3 games have been really good from the defense has continued to be who they are. Top five. Hey, listen, D been the one saying it all. Yeah, I've been the one saying I didn't want to say it, but they've been proving it. That team leading the league in turnovers, D.
Talk about it.
Leading the league in turnovers, man, with a bunch of guys who, if we being honest, if you ask real football fans, hey, who's some of the players on the Jacksonville Jaguars defense? They couldn't name you 3 players. Seriously.
Thanks.
And that team has been playing, man. I mean, Mike Caldwell got them boys flying around the ball. And, the offense has really gotten it together the last couple of weeks, and they put it together, and now they can start winning some games, dude.
And that's exactly what they've been doing. Jaguars coming in on a 2-game winning streak. 3-game winning streak. Taking care of the Atlanta Falcons and the Buffalo Bills in London and coming home to the bank and taking care of the Indianapolis Colts. All right. So, Shaw, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Key matchup on offense, man. What we talking about?
Listen, key matchup on offense, got to be this Jazz O-line versus this Saints D-line. The Saints have been struggling, but they have not been struggling on defense. Let me tell y'all something. That defense is top 10 in damn near every statistical category. Like, literally, I looked last night, I'm like, well, God, dog, why are they losing these games? And I'm talking about turnovers, sacks, pressures, everything. This defense has been playing. And the offense has names, but for some reason they haven't been able to put it all together. But this Jags O-line has got to control this Saints D-line, because if they don't, Cam Jordan, what's that other guy? Carl Granderson. Let me tell y'all something. That boy got 4.5 sacks already.
He ain't playing.
Cam Jordan is Cam Jordan. That's a future Hall of Famer. So if you want to win this game, we got both our guards out in this game.
Yeah.
So although both of them play defensive end, you still going to have matchup problems on that line. So
Right.
Jazz offensive line, Saints defensive line, got to control them boys if you want to do anything in this game.
Yeah. I'm nervous as hell. I am nervous as hell
Me
with
too.
this defensive line versus this offensive line. I mean, let's go ahead and add the elephant to the room. Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is not 100%. He is battling a knee injury that he suffered late in the fourth quarter against the Indianapolis Colts. So you dealing with a vicious and ferocious defensive line that is looking to really keep their team in the game by the defensive pressures, man. So the Jags O-line are coming in hobbled and injured and hurt. And the only formula for me for the Jags offensively is get the ball out of Trevor's hands quickly. Quickly. So whatever Dougie P and his coaching staff have to scheme up to get Trevor, I don't think you're going to see Trevor rolling out, moving. I don't think you're going to see a lot of that. That brace on his knee is a pretty hefty brace. So I don't really see him doing that. So it's going to be very interesting. What can Doug Peterson and that coaching staff do for Trevor to touch that ball and get that ball out? We have the weapons around. Look at it. Now, I don't know, is Zay Jones going to be back this game?
Nope. He's already been rolled out.
Zay Jones is out. Tyson Campbell is out, and Scherf is out. So, wow, you just the fact that Zay's not available to stretch the field, I'm not going to say, you know, we're just fine because Zay stretches the field. So that defensive line for the Saints, they are coming with bad intentions, and I look forward to seeing what Doug Peterson and that coaching staff does to get that ball out of Trevor Lawrence's hands.
Yeah, man, because you got to do that. And, I mean, listen, his secondary is good too, D.
Absolutely.
Lattimore, one of the top 10 cornerbacks in the league.
Yeah.
They still got Honey Badger back there roaming around in that secondary.
They do.
I mean, this is a good quality defense. This is a good team. For the life of me, for the last couple of days, I've been trying to figure out why they're not winning games. They struggling in the red zone. But on defense, this team is elite on defense, D.
Yeah,
elite on defense. And the fact that Trevor Lawrence is already coming in hobbled, you got offensive line issues. You've been having these offensive line issues all year. This could potentially be a problem, man. It could be. It could be a problem.
It definitely could. And that's, to me, I think you hit it right on the head with the key matchup, man. So we want to go to the comments, man. We're live for the weekly matchup show with the Jacksonville Jaguars this week. This is the first ever live show for this, all right? So Rashad is on location in New Orleans for this game. Black is on the road, I believe, headed to that game right now. So the sports desk is going to be in full effect at this game on Thursday night. So shout out Hidden Gems. Shout out all genre bops in the building. Shout out my guy Allen as well. He says, Shad, don't come back like Zion eating all that gumbo. Yeah.
I'm allergic to seafood. You ain't got to worry about that, boss.
Oh, he good. He good. All right, we got my Pops in the building. Shout out Pops, man. Sports Desk. What's up, fellas? Great show.
Yes, sir.
You guys do a fantastic job. Love Pops. Appreciate you, Pops, as always, man. Yes, sir. Always. So, all right, Sean, let's get back into it. We got our special guest down in the chat. We're going to take on one more topic, and then we're going to bring him on, all right, as we approach the overall feel for this game. Shad, key matchup on defense. What we talking?
Listen, key matchup on this defense, y'all. This secondary versus the Saints weapons. That injury to Tyson Campbell last week is a very, very big injury.
Huge.
What you don't want to be is their medicine. They've been struggling on offense the entire year. They've been struggling in the red zone. And Monteric Brown last week, he was awful.
Right.
I mean, he was really the reason why the Indianapolis Colts even crossed the 50. Right. They were only targeting him. There was no other person that they were targeting on that defense besides him, and they were eating. Yeah. So, for me, you got to have this secondary play well. I don't know what Mike Caldwell can do to make sure that he protects Buster Brown in this game. His name is Buster Brown, if anybody ever knows. His name is Monterey, but we call him Buster Brown. To protect him and make sure that you're not getting beat over the top with Chris Olave, with Mike Thomas in this game.
Right. Man, again, I'm nervous again. This is a – I'm just going to be real. Like, this is a favorable matchup for the Saints defense.
It is.
With the weapons that the Jaguars do have, do I expect them to compete and we're going to have a very good ball game? I do. But the O-line missing on the offensive side of the ball, and then on the defensive side, you got your best corner with Chris Olave and them boys out there ready to get with it. Now, can the Jaguars defensive line and linebackers get the pressures? That's going to be the key for me. Can they rough up Derek Carr? Can they get to him? Can they get him a turnovers? Can they get him running around? Because that secondary is going to need all the help that they can get. And can Walker and Allen, can these boys muster up what needs to be mustered up to make it an uncomfortable evening for Derek Carr? Because that's going to be the Jaguars' best bet on defense. Get him on the run, make him throw before he wants to, get some sacks, and like they've been doing all year long. I said they got top 5 defense. I get laughed at on Twitter every time I say it, except for last week. Last week, ain't nobody retweet me. Ain't nobody say nothing back last week. Because the Jaguars defense leads a bunch of statistical categories in the number 1 in the league in turnovers. So, Jaguars secondary, Jaguars front 7, they got their work cut out for them, but I think it's obtainable if our front 7 stars can be stars on this main stage. Freddie Bricks is praying in the background that they be stars.
But listen, what I will say is that's the matchup that the Jaguars can exploit. Their tackles are turnstiles. When I tell you,
they're not very good.
They just benched one of their starting tackles last week. The Saints did. They got a tackle that's already been out for a couple of games. So in order for the Jaguars to be able to protect Monte Brown, you don't really have to protect Williams because, I mean, what is it? Three interceptions in 3 weeks now?
Yeah.
That we talking about? So he's been playing good ball.
Yeah.
If you're not, Josh Allen, Trayvon Walker, gotta impact, gotta literally wreck this game plan in order for this offense, in order for this defense to be able to be successful, because you still got Alvin Kamara back there too. Now, don't forget about that.
You do.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a formidable team, man. I have no idea why they're struggling, but this is a formidable team with Pro Bowlers, with all pros. So they can explode. They can explode at any moment, and that's what you got to be able to control that from the word go.
Yeah, the reason why they're struggling is because the New Orleans Saints offense and Derek Carr have not clicked yet. Yeah. That's the reason why they're struggling. I mean, like you said, they have plenty of talent around them, but Derek Carr, for some reason, does not look comfortable in this offense. Now, he suffered a pretty decent injury to the shoulder. I don't know if he's still plagued by it. He probably is, because when you're dealing with an AC joint on your shoulder, especially in your throwing arm, that's really something that's going to bother you. But, hey, that seems to be their only issue, is that Derek Carr hasn't been able to click to what this offense really wants to do. And that could play in the Jaguars' favor for sure. All right. All right, man. Shout out to my guy Black. Our guy Black, our brother Black, man. One of our sportsologists, man, showing love, man. Black is on the way to the game as well to see the Jacksonville Jaguars live against the New Orleans Saints. All right. So we're going to go ahead and bring in our special guest here, Shad, as we get ready to prepare the we got my guy Julio. Julio is in the building as he loves the hoodie, Jacksonville Jaguars hoodie. I wore this hoodie to the first ever Sports Desk live show podcast and the Chargers playoff game, man. So I wore this. This is my hoodie right here. So it's a good luck. So shout out to my guy Julio for showing love to the Sports Desk. All right, man, let's go ahead and get our special guest, man. Now, listen, we fully expect to have a calmer version of this guest. During the State of the Union of the Jacksonville Jaguars just 3 weeks ago, this man almost got us banned from YouTube. We did receive an email from YouTube with certain clips of this guest that could have been the end of the Sports Desk in week 4 of the NFL season. So, ladies and gentlemen, hey, let's bring him in, man. My guy, your guy, our guy, Freddie Bricks, man. Let's get Freddie Bricks in here. Freddie Bricks, what is going on, my guy?
What's going on? What's going on, everybody?
Bricks, what's up, bro?
It was good. Shad was good.
How you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Feeling fine, man. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
look at him. He looks so pleasant.
Yeah.
Jaguars on a 3-game winning streak. My guy looks pleasant.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So Fred, we're gonna go ahead and jump in, man. I know you've been watching along, and we just been kind of setting the table for the key matchups on offensive defense. So, Shaw, let's go ahead and jump into the overall feeling of the game, and we'll get the conversation going.
Listen, this is gonna be one of the games where you really, really gotta start fast. I mean, you talking about being in the Voodoo House. The Voodoo House is one of them places where you can come here and you can get a real big L on your head. Not no close game.
Quickly.
I'm talking about it can be 21-0 before the first quarter even ends.
Yeah.
So if I was Doug, I would take the ball first and I would try to calm this thing down as soon as possible. Because if you get a 3 and out and they come out and they get a touchdown, oh boy. I mean,
is he gonna play? Is Trevor gonna play?
Yes,
Trevor's gonna play. Gonna play. Yeah, Trevor's gonna play. Nothing structurally wrong with his knee. So when they said that on Monday and they just said it's a bone bruise and an MCL sprain, like this man is gonna play. You got 11 days after this, where you have a rest. So there's no way that he's gonna miss this game.
Yeah, he's not even on the injury report. He's not even on the injury report for tomorrow. It's Scherf, Zay Jones, and Tyson Campbell. Them the only Jaguars on the injury report. So Trevor Lawrence is not on the injury report.
Right. The other thing that we got to watch out for in this game, y'all, this is the third game that this team will play in 12 days. And that's a really, really tough stretch. Being in London for 2 weeks, coming home, playing a game home, and then have to turn right around and play a game on Thursday. This team got to start fast, y'all. If they don't start fast, we might be leaving at halftime, and I'm serious. But you got to get your legs up under you. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of games for a professional team to be playing. Oh, and by the way, having a 12-hour flight in between that time and playing 3 games in 12 days. That's tough, man. That's tough.
Yeah, we got my guy Juan saying, man, it ain't worth the risk. He's saying sit Trevor Lawrence. That's what Juan Garcia is saying. It is not worth the risk. He is saying sit Trevor Lawrence in this game. Now, I've heard a lot of that conversation today, just talking about the game and exactly what you said, Rashad. Like, third game, 12 days. This is the injury where it's a sprain now, and it's the game of football, so anything can happen. But do you want to take a chance with Trevor possibly making this worse? Or are you confident enough that he can be protected with the game plan where he won't be in so much danger? All I get hype, ball out, gone. Like,
well, see
that's the thing.
What I was saying was what I think is going to happen is they're going to call plays to protect him, and they're going to make sure that they're reminding him this whole week, hey, don't risk anything. If just throw it away, man. Throw it away, go down. You can do what did Eli Manning used to do on every single time. I don't think nobody ever got a clear shot on Eli Manning. He just gave up.
Yeah,
on every single set. Just get out. Just get down, and you should be fine. I think that will be the game plan, D.
Okay.
I truly feel like they're going to run the ball a lot in this game, a lot of screens, a lot of draws. It's ways that you can protect your quarterback because just the threat of Trevor being on the field is a true threat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if he's on the field, it's much better than CJ Beathard being on the field and them wanting to blitz, them wanting to do a lot of different things to him that they probably wouldn't try to do with Trevor, even though he's hurt.
Right.
So I think that's the thing that you want. You just want him on the field as the threat of being Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I agree. My pops jumps back in here. He said Saints defense is aggressive. Jags offensive line must protect Lawrence. Just saying, Saints are physical. Yes, they are. All right, so Fred had a quick disconnect. We're going to bring him back in here, and we're going to ask, get Fred in the conversation. Freddie Bricks.
What's good, man?
Overall feel for this game, man. Jacksonville Jaguars on a hot streak going to New Orleans. How you feeling?
Well, first of all, you all know I'm going to come at this approach in like more of a fan way and not so much the X's and O's way.
Okay.
I feel great. Like we should have no issue with Derek Carr in the New Orleans Saints.
Okay.
Now I am a little worried with Trevor Lawrence, because that defense plays that way only because they know, okay, Trevor Lawrence is the top 3 quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
And the only reason I'm gonna put him behind Tua is because he put up 70 points. You can't feel like he has the better talent, but Tua, you can't argue that. But you can't argue me no other quarterback. Sorry. Anyway, with the defense, they're able to play that way because they know like they got a man that can come. The Jaguars every game have like a quarter and a half where they put up like 20 points. It seems like. I mean, that may not be like statistically correct, but like it just seems like in timing wise, it's like a quarter and a half where they very explosive. So in that meantime, the defense, they just got the luxury of you just throwing the ball out.
Right.
This, that, and the third. If you lose that, you're forfeiting the season. So I don't know if I want to start Trevor during this game with Cam Jordan on the other side. I was very angry when we lost the Texans game, but that's only because I didn't know the Texans like were who they were. But I found out like weeks on, like, okay, this is a good team. We still played terrible, but that's a good team. And I'm not really scared. They just won 3 straight. They got their stuff together. And I think they're going to win the division. I'm not worried about the division no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm there with it now. So I don't know if I want to play him this game. Like Cam Jordan is going to get through a bunch. And if you lose him for the season, you're throwing away the season. But if you trot Bethenford out there and, you know what I'm saying? Bethenford versus Carr. I mean, I don't think we out of it really. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't.
Okay.
It's still Doug Peterson on that sideline. You know what I'm saying? If he gonna call the play, I'll help him impress Taylor with collaborative effort. But I don't know if I'll play him.
I'm 50-50 on if Trevor should play or not. The 50% of me says that if you're a leader of this football team, injuries happen. You got to go play. Show this team that through thick and thin, hell and high water, we're gonna go play. The fan in me. And the person Dedrick, who's from Jacksonville, and who is rooting like hell for the Jaguars to do anything to bring celebration to this city, I want Trevor to sit. But I got to go realistic here. Trevor Lawrence has to play in this football game.
I want 4 straight so bad. Like I want it so
he has to play.
I want it better than I want anything. Like, I want this team to go undefeated until we go against the Niners. Like and just take away my insecurities and just beat these sorry teams leading up to the Niners. I'm gonna give them a pass against the Saints if they lose, because they injured right now. So I'm not tripping if they lose to the Saints. But if they go undefeated, I did not expect them to go 3-0 these last 3 games.
I know.
If they go undefeated up to the Niners, you really we talking about something. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I want him to play.
And the moment and to capitalize on what you just said, the momentum is there. You've won 3 straight. Can Doug Peterson, a Super Bowl winning coach who's been in all kinds of environments as a coach, can he draw up the necessary game plan for the Jaguars offense to be effective and protect Trevor with the play calling? And then on the other side of the football, can that front 7 continue to aggressively ruffle Derek Carr's feather for 4 quarters? I just think that they can. Trevor has to play. The momentum is with the Jaguars. We're talking 4 straight and get ready to go on the road. I'll take a bye week and then go on the road to face the Steelers. And then you get the Niners at home. So this is a critical time of the season. You was already pissing in the bed after the Houston game. So you crawled out of that PP bed, so to speak, and won 3 straight. 3 straight. So now do you take a chance of killing that momentum just to get Trevor to 11 days off, because the bye week is when? Isn't it after this week?
No, it's not. It's at we have the 11 days off, then we play Pittsburgh. Our bye is then.
And then the 49ers.
And then the 49ers.
Yeah. Okay. So you get a mini bye. You get a mini bye.
You get a mini bye. And that's the reason why I feel like they're going to play Trevor in this game, because I mean he's played enough games to where he knows how to protect himself.
Right.
This is not a struggle. There's nothing structurally wrong with Trevor Lawrence.
Right.
So if you can play, you play.
Yeah.
That's the way it works in the NFL.
I'm with you.
You can play, you play. And
I'm with
Trevor,
you.
Trevor can play. He can protect himself. I'm not worried about that. I'm mostly worried about the snowball effect of what this can be because this is 3 games in 12 days. If this wasn't 3 games in 12 days, I don't think that the snowball could have been there even with us playing this away game in the Voodoo House.
Mhm.
But by
Okay.
being these 3 games in 12 days, you gotta start Trevor. Because you don't know how CJ Beathard is going to react in that type of environment. Do we even know if he's ever been in that type of environment to know how to handle that? Like, Trevor knows how to handle that. He's played in big games. And that's going to feel – tomorrow night is going to feel like a really, really big game. Like, that game's going to be sold out. It's going to be rocking. You want Trevor in that game if he can play, and I believe Trevor can play.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. 50% of me just being the fan. Please protect T-Law. Before I go to bed tonight, I'm gonna sit on the edge of my bed. I'm gonna turn all the lights off, and I'm going to say a prayer for Trevor Lawrence and his left or right knee, whichever one it is.
Hey,
That's
I
what I'm
want to
going to do
say,
tonight.
I hate Miami just like any other good American, but what you did to them on that last sports test was wrong, bro.
It was
It
I did
was
my
too
job.
much. You
I did my
overdid it.
job.
I just wanted to say that.
I did my
You
job.
overdid it.
Shout out F&F Jook. All right. All right, man. All right, Rashad, let's go ahead and go to the coaching advantage, man. What are we looking at? Douglas Peterson up against a newbie.
Yeah, man. Is this the second season?
It's
I believe this is the second season. Listen, you can't compare the two. You can't compare the two. Doug Peterson is a much better coach than him at this point. And I think, I don't know now, Derek Carr said he wasn't really directing it at his OC. But they had a little blow up last week, man.
They
And I
did.
don't know
They did.
who it was towards, but right now, that team isn't feeling too hot about their coach. And it's just because of the red zone struggles. Listen, last week, if you go back and look at the stats of that Houston game, they dominated those stats. New Orleans, they almost doubled them in all the and they had more time of possession, they had more yards, they had more turnovers, they had more everything. And they got to the red zone and they couldn't do anything.
Right.
So that's you're not dealing with an inept team. You're dealing with a team that's ready to explode. So coming on the road, 3 games in 12 days, you got to make sure that you really, really ready to play, man. You got to make sure that you're ready to play. And we got injuries galore on this defense and on this offense. But I believe in Doug. I believe that Doug is going to have this team ready to play. I believe he's going to have a plan to make sure that this team is ready to play. Running the ball, controlling the clock, shortening this game, making sure that you get Derek Carr in a situation where he's impatient and wants to make plays down the field. And then you can take advantage of those with your turnovers that you've been so good at this year.
Right.
So that's what we got to do. But coaching advantage, definitely Doug Peterson.
Yeah. Easy for me. Not a long conversation at all. Dennis Allen, head coach of the Saints. I mean, what's he done? What position has the Saints been in where we can say, well, Dennis Allen? We haven't been ever in a position to say anything about Dennis Allen. I think it's the first time I've ever said Dennis and Allen together.
Right.
No disrespect. Right. So Douglas Peterson is a Super Bowl winning coach. All right. He has put the Jacksonville Jaguars back on the map. And we've been calling for him to get back into the offense and have something to do with this play calling and something to do with the structure of this offense. And we've seen that the last 2 weeks. So I fully expect the same thing to take place this weekend. So Doug Peterson, head and above. You can't lose to Dennis Allen on your own merit. Now, this Saints defense goes crazy on the Jaguars offensive line. Hey, man, so check.
What can you do about it?
What can you do? But I do not. If I see 7 plays of consistent left to right and left to right, I will stop the game. I will turn on my Netflix app, and I will watch The Dark Knight Rises in the middle of the second quarter of the game. And I will rely on Rashad and Black to let me know what is going on, because in the Sports Desk Live group chat, I will not respond after the game is over. So I hope that we're away from that, but I'm going with Dougie P. What you got, Fred? Dougie P, Dennis Allen, coach's advantage.
Well, of course, Doug Peterson, and I'm glad he's back involved in the offense.
Yeah.
Somebody told me, oh, no, because Press is still doing that. Listen, man, we all got eyes. We all know them boys went up there to London, and we know Doug Peterson went to work. Dougie P went to work.
Yeah.
That's all we know. Because my eyes work. I can clearly see when Doug Peterson went to work. Like, oh, these are plays. These are the routes. As soon as nothing was forced to Calvin Ridley, I'm like, oh, this is the continuation of where we were last year.
Yes.
So it's cute. You can Press can call up the plays against the Steelers, teams like that. But the Niners, I need to see him, Doug, with that clipboard over his face, speaking over it, calling plays with the Waffle House minions. You know what I'm saying? With the damn glasses on. That's Dougie P. And I'm taking that Dougie P over everybody that's not in Kansas City. That to me, that's the greatest coach of all time. Brady leaving the Patriots. And I know that we on the Jags, but that's just a hot take I got.
Well, keep that in mind, because we definitely going to revisit that.
Yeah, he's the greatest coach of all time.
Okay.
Did it with too many players.
Okay. Shaw, you want to answer this comment from Jay? He says, thoughts on this tape. Just your thoughts. Let Trevor Lawrence get at least 3 drives, hopefully get a lead, and take him out.
The Saints are too dangerous for that. You're taking the Saints too lightly. You gotta go back and watch the Saints. Go back and look at. You can go back and look at the highlights. You don't have to be in depth on this. Go look at the box score, and then go look at the highlights. You're not playing a scrub team. You're playing a team that's going through a lull right now, that's struggling a little bit. But you're not playing a team that's a scrub team. You're playing a team that got all pros on their team. Mm-hmm. They literally have about 5 former all pros on that team. So when you got all pros on your team, the Jaguars don't have no all pros.
Would you say the only advantage we do have is quarterback and coach? Because that's how I feel about most of the games we go into, and maybe receivers.
Yes.
Mama got all pros on both sides of everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, in that sense. But I feel like we all pro at.
Well, I think that the thing that is encouraging about Jacksonville this year is you will have all pros on that team. You have guys that are playing at an all pro level this year. Those are former all pros. We're talking about guys that are probably going to be all pros this year. So, I don't think the Jaguars are taking this team lightly. I don't think they should take this team lightly.
No.
But to answer that question, absolutely not. You are not giving the Saints enough credit by saying that if you get up by three scores, 17 points, you can just take Trevor Lawrence out. Absolutely not.
Well, I can tell his heart is with Trevor. That's why That's why he said that, because his heart.
The first hit, if he take a hit, take him out.
Yeah, but I agree. You get a lead, you got to keep it going. I mean, the offense can't be disrupted. You got to keep that flow. You're going to have 11 days off, and every Jaguar fans need to be saying prayers before they go to bed tonight. And we can get to this 11-day stretch where the Jaguars can get home, they can rest, they can heal up, they can get some good practice time and film time in before they get on the plane and go to Pittsburgh. So, that's what you got to hope for. So I think tomorrow is going to be very, very interesting for sure. Alan says this. He thinks the Saints are just lacking at quarterback. I agree. Even though people forget that Derek Carr has playoff wins. Even though people forget Raiders versus Bengals 2 years ago in the divisional round, that a bogus call after Derek Carr drove his team down the field for a game-winning touchdown pass to Derek Waller should have had the Raiders knocking off Joe Burrow and the Bengals that year they went to the Super Bowl. That happened.
Answer this. Y'all answer this truthfully.
Yeah.
Put Trevor Lawrence on the Saints. Is that a better football team than the Jaguars?
No, because I don't think the coaching is better. Like, I truly think that coaching matters in the NFL. I think the coaching matters way more than what people really believe it does. I think if you switch those coaches right now, if you give us Dennis Allen and you give the Saints Doug Peterson, They're probably 4-1 right now. Listen, you got to understand too. Alvin Kamara was suspended in the first couple of games of the season. So you got to understand that they're still trying to get in a rhythm with all of their weapons, and they've had injuries on their offense also. So we're saying we can say that Derek Carr has been the problem, but this is a brand new offense for Derek Carr. You know what I'm saying? So you just don't want to be the medicine, like I said earlier, this week for them, because this is a good football team, man.
Well, it is, and that's a hell of a question, Fred. And I'm gonna be honest. If Trevor Lawrence was playing for the New Orleans Saints, they'd be the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Yes, yes. Slide by. I'm letting them cook.
And I'm not. And I'm
excluding. They got all
listen. I'm excluding coaching. I'm just talking about if you put 16 in gold and black. Because if you and Rashad, you looked at what the Saints had going on preparing for the show, and you said it throughout this show. You don't know why they're losing games. Well, the reason they're losing games is because of, I'm just going to be real, Derek Carr, his lack of performance in the critical times, he just ain't been able to come through. And I think a thoroughbred like Lawrence, where he is in his career now, I would just think that the Saints would at least be no worse than 5-1.
Well, I think that you're.
I wasn't counting coaches, but that was a good point, though, Sean. I wasn't counting coaches, though.
Well, it's what I would say is that Michael Thomas is not Michael Thomas anymore. Chris Olave is a very good receiver. They don't have a really good tight end right now, and the offensive line is awful. So I don't know if just switching Trevor and because okay. I can't go for that. I think Derek Carr is a formidable player in the NFL right now. And I think that right now,
what would the Saints' records be if Trevor Lawrence was a starting quarterback for the Saints? What would their record be?
It might be 1 or 2 games better right now.
Sean, it's week 6.
Yeah, I'm just saying it might be 1 or 2 games better. I mean, like I said, Alvin Kamara just came back. What was that? 2 weeks ago? He was suspended for 4 games.
Yeah.
So they haven't had all of their weaponry all year long.
Let's just call it as a whole. Kamara's there. It's just a whole. Let's not take it to the circumstances of the season.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the defense, honestly.
Yeah, let's not take it
to
the circumstances of the season. Let's just talk about the 2 teams. Healthy, everybody good to go, no suspensions. If Trevor Lawrence is a New Orleans Saints quarterback from game 1, what we talking?
They'd be better. I mean, that's just comparing apples to apples, saying that Trevor Lawrence is a better quarterback than Derek Carr. Of course he is.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, of course he is. So yeah.
In the chat conversations there, Mr. C3 says he does not agree that the Saints.
What do you not agree with? What do you not agree with? God, brother. I don't understand.
Alan says what Saints with Trevor? Oh, with the Saints, Trevor Lawrence. Excuse me, with Trevor Lawrence on the Saints, they could be a Super Bowl contender. That's what Alan believes. Mr. C3 says he agreed with Moodham Chains, that basically what you were saying he agreed with.
Yeah.
Oscar Stewart says, man, hell no. Now, what your hell knowing, bro? We got to know exactly what your hell knowing at. And Alan says Derek Carr is trash in his Bubba Dub voice. So we got some good conversation there.
I just think if you had a player like Cameron Jordan and Lattimore, like having legitimate, like, okay, we can go out here and stop anybody no matter what this offense is doing, and you put Trevor Lawrence in that offense, I mean, I love Doug Peterson, don't get me wrong, but if they would have hired Leftwich, it would have been a success. Whoever you would have got in here, they would have noticed, like, this is what we need to do for this kid.
Well, it's
I'm just glad we got Doug Peterson. I don't think Trevor Lawrence has been a winner since he was 7 years old.
Yeah.
So I don't think it took Doug Peterson to bring – Trevor Lawrence is the top quarterback from day one. I love Doug Peterson. Don't get me wrong. He's going to help with the growth of Trevor Lawrence. But you give Trevor Lawrence to Kyle Shanahan. You know what I'm saying? You can give him to another coach. He's going to be – you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just think you put them on that Saints team, I just think they're a little bit more vetted. Well, I think they can go win the Super Bowl this year. And that conference is terrible.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know about that, y'all. I think that you're not. I mean, Chris Olave is a good receiver, okay, Michael Thomas is not doing anything anymore. He is not Michael Thomas anymore. I think that y'all trying to make it seem like he's that dude from 5 years ago. He's not.
No.
He's
I just
not.
don't think he got a quarterback that. I don't think he that dude 5 years ago, but I would like to see how he looked with a quarterback.
Wait a minute.
Look at Ingram. We thought Ingram was a step away out the league, and now he's one of the better tight ends in the league because of who?
Okay,
Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence.
So wait a minute. Are y'all trying to say that y'all think that the Saints have better weapons than the Jaguars?
I'm not saying
we don't know. They don't have the quarterback.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm going with Fred said on the defensive side of the ball. So in fairness,
they are a better defense than Jacksonville.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm going with the defensive side of the ball, just with the veterans there, the talent there, and they are probably a little bit more nastier. With Honey Badger and Hayward and those guys out there. So that's what my mind goes to. Offensively, give me the Jaguars offense. Give me the Jaguars. Give me Kirk. Give me Zay. Give me Ingram. Give me NTN. Give me them. No disrespect to Kamara, Olave, and Michael Thomas, but that's just my opinion. My opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to get to the game predictions. Let's see what Mr. Oscar Stewart's saying on his oh hell no. He said Jags have a better team than the Saints, period. The quarterback change wouldn't make a difference. That team is not as talented as the Jaguars. And
y'all thinking about the offense. They thinking about that lovely offense, which they right. I predicted that offense to be the next best show on turf. You know what I'm saying? I really think it's going to be the Jags and the Dolphins and the Chiefs. It's going to be record-breaking numbers for years to come. Don't get me wrong. I know the Jaguars are talented. All pros on that defense, bro. That with Trevor Lawrence, and I'm taking that because I can figure this shit out with Trevor Lawrence. Ingram, what was Ingram before Trevor? What was Kirk before Trevor? Yeah. Everybody was complaining we paid him too much money. Now he'll star. Come down here, he got a max contract with Trevor Lawrence. Calvin Ridley, we ain't seen what he can do in 2 years. He finna get paid. It's Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
It's really Doug
Peterson. I can go for that, y'all.
And that's all I'm saying. But I agree. You made a great point. Give me Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence on the Saints.
I think this is a compliment to Trevor. This is a compliment to T-Law.
My bad.
And we've seen over the past 3 weeks, especially late in that Buffalo game, where it really started where Trevor kind of woke up. Trevor woke up and Doug Peterson woke up in that second half against Buffalo. And ever since then, we've been seeing what we saw late last year. So I think this is a compliment to Trevor Lawrence. And I think Mr. C3 and Oscar, they rolling with the Jags heavy. So they ain't trying to hit none of that. They ain't trying. And I feel them on
Big
that.
Jags.
We appreciate y'all definitely for tuning in. All right. Jay says without T. Campbell, it could be a problem in the secondary. Yeah, we was talking about that earlier in the show. We are definitely concerned. All right, man, let's get to the game prediction of this game. Again, Jaguars at Saints. 8 o'clock kick on Amazon Prime Thursday night. This is the only NFL game on TV, the only game that people are going to be paying attention to, and I love it for the city of Jacksonville. Mr. Moodham change. Who wins this game? Give me a score.
I've been going back and forth on this all week, y'all, because I just keep coming back to 3 games in 12 days. You don't have that happen most often in the league, and especially traveling as long as the Jaguars did to play those 3 games in those 12 days. And you're talking about the Voodoo House, and we've seen what the Voodoo House can be. I'm gonna roll with the Jags though. I'm gonna roll with the Jags. I promise you. Right before I said this, I was going to go with New Orleans. I'm going to go with the Jags because I think that the Jaguars can just, for one game, get through this game, get to these 11 days, this 11-day rest, maybe probably not get Tyson Campbell back, but probably get, Trevor right at 100% like he needs to be, probably get Zay Jones back and start to get this offense rolling. What I'm really starting to notice, though, bro, is Zay Jones is a real critical point in this offense.
Yeah.
He's super critical for this offense.
The offense, man.
I mean, Trevor has the ultimate trust in Zay Jones. He really, the only games that the offense has really looked super good in
when he was there.
when he's been there. And he's been an integral part
Yes.
starting that offense. He scored
Yeah.
the first time both of those games, so
Yes.
he's not going to play in this game. But I'm just going to say that I think the Jaguars can win this game in a very, very close game. Very, very close game. I think that the Saints being at home and being a short week, Jaguars playing those games, I think the Saints can figure out their red zone woes that they've been having all year. But I think the Jaguars defense will do just enough to win this game. Jaguars 30, Saints 27.
Ooh, man, that's a lot of points. I did not expect you to say that.
Yeah,
That's a lot of points. Okay.
yeah, man.
Shout out to Mr. C3. My dog say 35-14. Get it done.
Oh boy, I hope.
35-14.
I hope.
Oscar says if they can muster the energy, he got the Jags winning 20-17, and he gives some love to Zay Jones as well. Freddie Bricks had to dip out, so I'm going to go ahead and keep it going. Man, I don't think this is as high scoring. I don't. I think this is a tight nip and tuck game all game long. I don't really think a team gets any breathing room here until we get to the fourth quarter, where I'm going to go with Trevor Lawrence and Douglas Peterson. I think this game, man, I'm going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars to win this game. 40 Bricks is back in here. 24-23. 1-point win. Last second field goal in the voodoo house. That's what I think is going to happen. Jaguars scratch and claw and get a win in a serious situation, 24-23, to get on this 4-game winning streak. Freddie Bricks, what is your score? Who wins this game?
I think we see the appearance of Jameis Winston. I think the Saints are going to go ahead and load up, go ahead and restart that season. We're going to get that thing, see what trades we can get while it's still early. You know, I don't know what Dennis Allen's job security is, but it ain't going. This is going to change their whole situation after this game. I expect the Jags to win by 3+ touchdowns.
Oh my God, boy, that's so disrespectful.
I expect them to make a statement. I feel like, and it's nothing against the Saints. I think they're an excellent ball club. I just think Trevor Lawrence, I don't know, man, winning 3 games in a row like that, I think they finally ready to make that statement. I think that loss really did something. 4 games. Like, no, I'm saying them just winning these last 3 games in a row.
I got you.
Because last year they just went stringing off a bunch of wins in a row. It's not. We're still waiting on that. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I think we about to see Jameis Winston come in the game. I think the Jaguars smell blood. You know what I'm saying? And I can't wait to see how they react to it. Like I can't wait to see this game.
Okay.
And I think they're gonna show up.
Wow.
I think it's gonna be a blowout. I don't think it's gonna be close.
Dang.
Yeah.
Hey, man, listen, I am hoping that a lot of y'all are right. I hope my God brother right. I'm hoping Bricks right. I'm hoping a lot of y'all boys right. But I'm telling y'all, I think that y'all are being very disrespectful to the Saints right now. That team is not defense. That defense is excellent, man. Please go back and go look at these games. This team is top 5 or top 10 every statistical category in the NFL, bro.
They're the number 6 ranked defense in all of football total.
Bro,
in every category.
Y'all are nuts.
What are the Jags ranked in
crazy?
The Jaguars took a tumble. Last week they were 10, but now they dropped down to 15. And I have to think it's because of that late rally of the Colts. But overall,
what are they offense?
The Jaguars, they're number 10. Okay. Number 10 offensively in the league. Yep. Okay. So, you know, I know what that was last week with the Jaguars defense with that the shenanigans that the Colts was trying to come back, but I'm not really too worried about it. So
the Jags maybe left 30 points on the board last week.
Yeah, they did. They did.
The Jags haven't played a whole complete half yet. That's my thing. The Jags haven't played a half yet, and if you can't score 25 points, you're not going to beat them. They got the offense shit right. That was my thing against them.
Right.
If you can't score 25 plus points, you're not, because the Jags going to score that on a bad day.
Okay. Well, shout out to Allen, man. Great point. He says the Saints have not scored more than 16 points all year. They haven't scored 60. So I'm with that. I don't see this being high scoring at all. At all. I don't believe that there's nothing offensively for the Saints terrifies me. Like it just doesn't. I know Kamara's back there. I know Olave can stretch the field. The Tyson Campbell loss is big. I get that. But as a unit, man, they have been playing so well, man. They've been playing so well as a unit. So I don't think this is going to be a high-scoring game at all. And I do think the offense is going to be compromised for the Jaguars because of they're going to be very cautious with Trevor. They are going to be cautious with Trevor. Now, can NTN break this game open? Can Calvin really break this game open? Do we have players that can break this game open? Sure we do. Sure we do. Can the Saints be out on the field longer than they would like to be and wear down? Sure. Those are possibilities that can absolutely happen. But I just don't see the Jaguars opening up this thing in New Orleans in that environment that they haven't been to 3 games in 12 days. If I'm wrong, I'll be the first person. To say that for sure. We have Octavius Johnson in the chat. I don't know how he's back. He is one of the guys. Let's go to his comments. He goes, "Oh, he's back on the Jags this week." He's referring to
what you mean, boy? What you mean?
No. He's probably talking about Dedrick.
No, he's definitely talking to Fred. And then
really talking about Fred.
And here he goes. Who is we speak of? Octavius Johnson. Well, Tay, you're going to be rebanned from the sports desk. I don't know why they keep letting you on. We don't need this negative banter, my brother, and we are going to roll you up out of here. But thank you for stopping by. Okay. Let's see. So that's pretty much all we have, man. Let's make some money with the sports desk. All right. Let's go to the odds. I'm going to ask some questions. Over under points of this game is 40 points. The public, according to MGM Grand Sports Bets, the public says this game is going to go under by 61%. 61% of the people who voted on this said this game is going to go under the 40-point mark. All right, so due to our scores, I mean, Rashad, you're clearly saying this is going over, correct?
It's going over, man. Monteric Brown is playing in this game. If Monteric Brown surprises me and plays like a formidable player in the NFL, the Saints have no chance. The reason why I'm saying the Saints can even score these points is because Monteric Brown is the kind of cornerback that can allow things to happen. They're going to they go circle the duck, and they go follow the duck. And that's what Indianapolis did last week, and those are the kind of things that can happen. And I don't know if you can necessarily structure your your defense enough to just cover him.
Right.
And not worried about the other guys that can beat you on defense as well.
Right. Tay says he is taking the over, wants to know what's Trevor's status. Trevor is going to play. He's going to play, Tay. So he will be out there. Tay is taking the over of the Jags and the Saints. All right, next question. The point spread, man, it's razor sharp. I mean, it's -1 for the Saints as the favorite, +1 for the Jaguars as the dog. You really ain't going to make no money there. But you can that's a pick'em game. That's pretty much what it is. It's a pick'em game.
Yeah.
You got that. So let's go to the money line. This is where your money's going to be made this week. You got +100 underdog for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And believe it or not, y'all, 92% are going to put their money on the Jaguars to win this game. 92% is going to
so
Jaguars.
disrespectful.
Well, that's what the money line is showing, man. That's what it's showing. So we've all picked the game. We all got money line Jags, so we believe the Jags are going to win this game. But that is a alarming percentage.
Yeah,
92%. That's insane.
So anytime I see anything highlight that, I go the other way.
Yeah.
I go the other way. So if you're trying to make you some money, hey, let us know if you made a couple of dollars by rocking with the Sports Desk Live, okay? All right, man, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. Our special guest, Freddie Biggs, do you have anything, sir, that you would like to say before we close out this special edition on location with Mr. Moodham Chains? Black is on the way to New Orleans for this big game. Fred, anything before we wrap up?
Shout out Black, man. I just want to say shout out Trevor Lawrence, man. Shout out the football gods for blessing us with the #1 overall pick, so we can finally get a player. You know, that's all I got. Now I'm just happy we got a quarterback. I can get as mad as I want to get. I know when they're on the road, when that coach and that quarterback on the road, we can win any game in the NFL. So,
well, Fred,
go Jags.
Go Jags. Well, Fred, we hope that we don't have to call you in next week, and we have a different type of
nothing
tone.
can happen in this game that'll make me mad. They can go out there and get their ass whooped.
Now-
They've won 3 straight.
I will be
I'm
watching
fine.
Twitter very closely tomorrow night to see.
Yeah, I
if
might be
Freddie
mad during the game, but
if Freddie Bricks is a man of his word, because ladies and gentlemen, if you don't follow Freddie Bricks on Twitter
He's a
during
good
the
follow.
Jacksonville Jaguars game, please go follow this man. Excuse me, on the X app. On the X app. Go follow this man, because if you want a knee slapper or two, you'll get it there for sure. Shaw, anything before we wrap up, dog?
Listen, the Saints are a good football team with a bad offensive line. They're bad at situational football. I am not going to disrespect the New Orleans Saints. They are a good football team.
All right.
I think that at some point they're going to hit their stride. I've said it twice in this episode. Do not be their medicine. Figure out a way to not be their medicine. Figure out a way to quiet this crowd down. This is the voodoo house. This is the voodoo house. We have been watching football long enough to know what the voodoo house is.
Right.
And you got to quiet this crowd down. You got to make sure that you're containing them. Their defense, their offensive tackles are bad. And you got to figure out a way to just close this game out, man. I don't care if you win this game by 1. Win this game, get your 11 days, and go to Pittsburgh with a renewed mind and try to get your 5 straight.
Yeah.
We have some unfortunate news to roll out here. Looks like Octavius Johnson was kicked off the X app. He can no longer be on the X app. It is unfortunate that he was kicked off the X app. So we just want to kind of roll that out if anybody was looking for Octavius Johnson on the Twitter app. Fred says that we are not looking for him.
We're not.
All right, man. So I don't really have too much to add, man. Great show tonight. Jaguars going for the win. I got a low score in the fair. I am nervous for what we're going to be doing with Trevor Lawrence on this offense. And but I believe the Jaguars will squeak out a win. And I believe when we meet here next week, we will be talking about a 5-2 Jacksonville Jaguar team getting ready to go to Pittsburgh. God has given us a bird's eye view of New Orleans right now. It is getting ready to come alive out there in the city, man. So shout out Moodham Change, and shout out Black Man out of New Orleans supporting the home team. I don't care where the next game at next year, Thursday Night Football. If it's not here, if it's not in Jacksonville, I'm going. I ain't going.
For sure.
I don't care where it's at. It could be in Seattle or I don't care where it's at. I'm gonna be out there because I just gotta get out there, man, and feel that energy, man, with the Jaguars in the stadium. So, all right, y'all. So we appreciate everybody for taking time out of your Wednesday to come on and watch us here on the Sports Desk Live here on YouTube. Special edition show, the weekly matchup show is being done, obviously, because the game is Thursday. So thank you guys for your support. If you have not liked the stream already, please do so. If you're watching the replay, hit that thumbs up for us. Hit that subscribe button for us as well, because we will be dropping consistent content on a regular basis, man. So rock with the Sports Desk Live. We're going to be growing and elevating throughout time. And sooner or later, we're going to become your favorite place where you come and get your sports content. All right, so shout out to our guests one more time for Freddie Bricks. I think we will be safe for another week on YouTube. Thank you, Freddie Bricks, for sure. Yeah. And you know how it is when we wrap up these shows, baby. Duval.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Jags. Go Jags.
I'll let y'all
Sir.
go.
Yes, sir.
Right.